It's the Monster Takeover. It's the Monster Takeover. Did you know that Monster owns Nas? What? The Monster Takeover. Did you know that Monster owns Rain? What? The Monster. I knew that. That one's not very uncommon. A lot of people know that. But be quiet. The Monster Takeover. The Monster. Do I need to shave? Oh, geez, I always need to shave. My goodness, this thing grows in so fast. It just like takes over. The Monster Takeover. Did you know Monster owns True North Seltzer? What? The Monster Takeover. Monster sued Bang for nearly $500 million and then crushed him. Then spit them out like they were nothing, causing the company to go bankrupt. Wanting to keep the Bang name out there, Bang put their company up for auction, and can you guess who bought the company? Monster Takeover. The Monster Takeover. Is Red Bull next? Hey everyone, Caffeine Man here, and I am here to talk to you today about a very important event that is taking place right now in the world in front of your eyes as I speak, and it's called the Monster Takeover. Monster Energy has slowly been acquiring several different energy drink companies, making billions of dollars, and completely taking over the energy drink market. So in this video, I am going to explain what the Monster Takeover includes, and is Red Bull next? Let's find out. So where do we even start? Well, let's just take a couple of seconds to start from the beginning. This will only take a minute. But this started back in 1935 when a company called Hansen's was hand squeezing juice and selling it at a juice stand. As the years went on, they became very popular, turned it into a very solid business, and in 1970 decided to launch its own line of soda flavors. The sodas really went over well, but then in 2002, with Red Bull quickly rising, they decided, hey, we should make an energy drink, and we're going to call it Monster Energy. As this energy drink began to grow massively, it was only a matter of time before the juices went away. So in 2015, Monster got into a distribution agreement with Coca-Cola. This not only included Coca-Cola distributing all the Monster products, but they also exchanged products. Coca-Cola gave Monster all of their energy drink company lines, now making Monster a full-fledged energy drink company, selling nothing but energy drinks. But what companies did Coca-Cola actually give to Monster, and how many companies does Monster own? Coca-Cola gave Monster all of its energy drink lines, which includes Nas, Full Throttle, Burn, Mother, Play and Power Play, and Relentless. And what did Coca-Cola get from Monster? They got Hansen's Natural Soda, Peace Tea, Hubert's Lemonade, and Hansen's Juice products, which is probably why you've seen a lot more Peace Tea and Hubert's in stores over the last few years. Now, in addition to the 6 companies that they got from Coca-Cola, they already own Reign, Predator, and True North. And as of very recently, they now own Bang. Now, there has been tons of drama, tons of lawsuits, lots of chaos between Monster and Bang throughout the years. I've actually made numerous videos on the topic, so definitely feel free to check out my channel for those videos. But for now, I will give you the short version. Not too long ago, Monster won not one, but 2 major lawsuits against Bang Energy, or VPX Pharmaceuticals, for those of you who like to be detail-oriented. And these 2 lawsuits cost Bang nearly $500 million. $500 million with a B, as in Bang. Not only that, but Bang got into a little bit of a scuffle with Pepsi when they pulled out of their distribution agreement early, and Pepsi won the lawsuit against them for a little over $100 million. With all of these lawsuits, Bang was going out of business. Monster succeeded in defeating one of its biggest competitors. And why do I say that? Well, it used to be that Red Bull was the leader of the energy drink industry, Monster was the number 2 company, and Rockstar was the number 3 company for many, many decades. But in 2019, Bang dethroned Rockstar, pushing Rockstar to that number 4 spot, and Bang became the number 3 energy drink company in the world. But they didn't want to settle for number 3. They definitely had their eyes on something higher than that. And it was such an amazing product that Bang had that really caused them to rise above a lot of the other companies and hit that spot. They could have very well done it it too. Unfortunately, there were several missteps taken by the founder of the company, Jack Owick. He bit off a little bit more than he could chew with Monster, and Monster just stomped on him, caused him to go bankrupt, and then when they put the company up for auction, Monster actually purchased it. I did a video about it right there if you want to know my feelings on it. But it was one of those things, I mean, they had such a big battle going on before this that Monster actually created a sister company called Reign just to specifically compete with Bang, and they did a pretty good job. There was a pretty decent battle going on there. You have your Reign people, you got your Bang people, always fighting it out which one's a better drink. But why try to beat out your competition with a better drink when you could just file some lawsuits, put them out of business, and buy the company? And now, with the acquisition of Bang, Monster owns a total of 10 companies. Well, actually 11 if you include Monster, because Monster is a company. But they basically have a total of 11 companies, and that 11th company just took over the third-rated company in the world. I mean, what could possibly be next for this Monster takeover? Well, they've had a dream for decades. Their ultimate goal is to be the #1 energy drink in the world, above them all. And when the #2 company can take over the #3 company, that dream might start looking more like a reality. So let's go ahead, let's take a look at some numbers. In a video that I made, I mentioned that Monster made a total of $3.81 billion. And as huge as a number as that is, it was nearly half of what Red Bull made at a little over $6 billion. And even though that was just a couple of years ago, numbers have increased. And if you didn't know it, over the last several years, I think it's been 5 years continuously, soda and soft drink companies have seen a steady decline in sales. Decline? I was saying decline as just emphasis, but they've had a decline in sales, and energy drinks have continued to increase. So what do those numbers look like for 2022? The grand total for Monster Energy at the end of 2022 was $6.31 billion. Yeah, that's the same number as Red Bull just a few years ago. That is some amazing growth in just a couple of years. But now let's take a closer look and see if Red Bull continue to increase their sales. Well, in 2022, Red Bull was indeed still ahead of Monster, and they grew their company to $10.54 billion. Yeah. So yeah, Red Bull also had some amazing growth, but they have to be scared of Monster with this Monster takeover taking place. Because if you look at the math, even though that is a huge difference between the two companies, Monster nearly doubled the amount of money that they made in just a couple of years, whereas Red Bull didn't even come close to doubling their numbers in that time. And when you actually take a look at the prices of the cans, everyone knows that Red Bull is more expensive than the other drinks, and Monster has always been known to be one of the better priced energy drinks, not the cheapest, but they do go on sale, they do have better prices, and you get a lot more for your money with a 16-ounce can than you do the 8 or 12-ounce cans that most people buy from Red Bull, because no one's going to pay the absurd price of the 16-ounce can for Red Bull. So even though Monster may be several billion dollars behind, they're probably selling more cans than Red Bull because Red Bull's got that higher premium. Now those numbers were basically at the end of 2022, and since we're in October of 2023, we're not going to have those numbers for quite a while, but I do bet those numbers are going to catch up. But 2024 is going to be the year to watch, because in 2024 there's going to be a complete year of Bang sales through Monster. And to give you an idea of how much money that might be, year ending 2021, Bang made $1.2 billion. So it's most likely going to be at least $1.2 billion or a lot more added to Monster's numbers, and that's simply by acquiring another company. You're going to get another $1 billion. That's another $1 billion closer to Red Bull, if not more. Purchasing that #3 company is really going to boost their sales, put them in competition for that #1 spot. So how is Red Bull going to respond to this? I mean, they need to do something. To find out what, stay tuned to next week's video, where I reveal Red Bull's plans to stay ahead of the Monster that's threatening to take over the entire industry. If you want to see my most watched video of all time, it is actually the Monster versus Reign video with lots of information of the battle between the two companies. And if you don't care about that but want to see a list of my favorite drinks, I will put a playlist right there of all my top 10 and top 20 drinks. Be sure to check out my website for tons of great information. Gotta check that out. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button. And until next time, have yourselves a great day. Or night.